I'm a little late tonight because I've been doing a lot of research, and I want to share that with you. So thank you so much for waiting on me. But anytime you watch this, I am so happy that you're here. So do me a favor, like and subscribe. We are on the hunt for Nancy Guthrie. Now listen, I don't really like to keep track of days like this. And it's because, in my eyes, and you're more than welcome to do what you like, but it's disrespectful from me because, for me, it just shows that there has been some type of failure, a breakdown, to not be able to find her. Now, of course, maybe that's not the truth, but in my opinion, I just don't want to be disrespectful to her. So we're going to write down Nancy Guthrie. We'll give her a little heart. Now, my darlings, yesterday when I was editing this little film or video that I made for this particular channel, and if you haven't seen that yet, I would like to invite you over here because this is going to be important to the class. So you want to look on YouTube at the still case. There's a little film that I uploaded on that particular channel. It's all mannequins. It's a reenactment of the night that Nancy hired the Uber to go to Annie and Tommaso's for her little soiree. And then when she came back, the points that made that, listen, I just want to tell you this. Making that, I had to step away 3 times. The thought that was her last Uber drive, the last time she saw her grandson, the last time she went on a little drive, enjoying the evening, maybe, that was the last time she went into her home, maybe. I say that because we really don't know but what we are being fed, told. But I had to step away. Now, there were a couple things that happened during the editing. And sometimes these things can get very interesting. You know, it can almost be like when you take a Tesla and you go through a graveyard and you see images of people roaming around in the screen on the navigation. If you haven't heard about that, something you need to look for. But something happened that gave me chills to the bone. I'm going to make another video about that very soon, and I'll put it up right here. But for tonight, I want to talk to you about the garage. Now, according to the Pima County Sheriff, no, there was a smart app installed for Nancy's garage. And I don't know how I found that because yesterday, hello, I was digging deep into the bowels of, okay, we're not going to go there, but I was digging deep into this evidence and into statements and all kinds of different things. This smart garage is what it's called. A smart garage, what does that mean? Well, there is installed a smart device in the garage and a smart app on the phone. So regardless of what type of phone you have or device, it can be an iPad, it can be a Fire tablet, it can be anything, as long as the compatibility of the app is with the device. You have to have some type of little something. Now, most of you, I bet, know what this is, but for those of you who don't, you have to have some type of receiver. Sometimes it's a little circle. It looks almost like one of those fire things that you put in your house. You know what I mean. A fire alarm that you put in your house. It's battery. It kind of looks like that. It's just a little circle, but it's got a beam on it. Now, here's a very, very interesting thing, my darlings. When you have a smart garage and you have this smart app on here, there's some things that I was shocked and amazed when I saw this. Number one, you can open from anywhere, including international. That's kind of wild, isn't it? Number two, you can share this app with anyone else as long as they have access codes. So that means Nancy could have given it to family or friends, because, you know, I was always in question of how did Annie and Tommaso get into the garage, or I'm sorry, into Nancy's home that next day, whenever they arrived. One timeline says one thing, one timeline says another. We're going to address that sometime. So that when Nancy hypothetically pulled up to the garage, and here's what we know. Here's what we really know as evidence. That at 5:32 Mountain Time, and that's PM, Arizona, Nancy got into her Uber. Now, it takes approximately 11 minutes to get from Nancy's house to Annie and Tommaso's. And it's only because you've got stoplights, and it's right around 4 miles, give or take a tenth of a mile. So there's a lot of stoplights. There's some, traffic can be a thing because you pull out and you pull on a double lane highway, and then you have a short period to go, and then you go back into another little area where Annie and Tommaso's house used to be. Okay, whatever. So the only evidence, and I'm going to say this because, listen, what I'm going to be saying to you now is I'm going to be creating a lot of questions. And this is for you to think. Because the moment that I saw that video in its entirety, I thought, holy mackerel. Because, sometimes you just need a visual, and I'm a visual person. I need to understand visually what that would look like. And especially when she went home, if she went home, and I'm just going to say it that way. Now, I'm also going to say I am not accusing anyone. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty by law. If you'll do me the favor and just, if you want to say somebody, just put their initials in the comments. That's fine, because we don't want no problems. We're not here to cause problems. We were here to figure this out, sleuth it out. Now, all we know is this. This is concrete as far as I'm concerned. And the Uber driver, bless her heart, the Uber driver is a driver that had been requested before. Nancy felt comfortable with her, and she ordered the Uber in the app and requested this driver. As far as I know, that was on Nancy's phone, as far as I know. This is what's said. That's what we know. Because at the end of the evening, Nancy and Tommaso supposedly, allegedly pull up at 9:48 p.m., which means Nancy probably would have had to leave no later than 9:30. If Tommaso wasn't putting the hammer down, and there probably wasn't a lot of traffic, so probably right around 9:35, something like that, if they didn't make any stops. So 9:48 p.m. is when they arrived, supposedly what we are told, at Nancy's to drop her off. And then 9:50, we've seen this before, but listen. There's some things I want to bring up here. So 9:48 and 9:50, that's what we're told. Supposedly, allegedly, that's what was recorded on this smart app that was on a phone. Whose phone? I don't know. Could it have been Nancy's because hers was left behind? Or could it have been Tommaso's? Now look here. I want to tell you something. I did not realize this. I guess I did, but I didn't. It didn't stick to me until I started following this route to make this video for that channel. On the way there, they pass several businesses, but they also pass a Chevron station that has a Dairy Queen. Good thing I wasn't there. Then they pass the Circle K. Circle K, we've heard a lot about, but what about the Chevron station that's on the corner of where you pull out of Catalina Hills and you'll turn left to go on North Oracle Road, then to turn on another road to go to Annie and Tommaso's right by the Circle K. You can't tell me that that Chevron station doesn't have cameras. And so does the Circle K. Where is that footage? Where's the footage? And how do we even know? They may not have taken that route. That is a usual route that to be taken, unless, because I'll tell you what, those subdivisions wind around, and this street connects to this one and this one. This would have been the easiest way. Definitely for the Uber. So we know she got in the Uber at 5:32, and I'm sure she did arrive. We don't know her time of arrival, though, at Nancy and Tommaso's with the Uber. I can't find it. If you found it, okay, but I only want facts, okay? I can't find it. But here's the rub. Here's what I found. You can manipulate a timeline in the log history of the smart app phone. I about fell over. Now, this is something that I know, but I wasn't thinking about until I started doing some things and doing more research. So you can delete. However, it doesn't delete from the cloud. You can have a family member or friend or whomever have the same app, and they can use it, and it will log into the same history. But listen to this. If you delete this app from whatever device, not only does it clear the logs, it clears the cloud. And I have verified that with a few tech people. Now, there may be one or two that it doesn't happen that way, but if you clear it completely off of your phone, then it does supposedly, allegedly clear it from the cloud. So getting a forensic person in, a digital forensic person, to grab that information off of there is one thing, but here's another thing. And what was that Google Nest told us about the cameras there with Nancy's house? The same thing with the smart garage. No matter which app she had, maybe it was attached to the Google, I don't know. But between the 30-day and the 90-day mark, it completely rewrites itself. And you take a risk of that information also being deleted from the cloud. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. You can see that we see images there. The porch guy was on one of those images. This is Petey wanting to come up. Here he is. We're just going to let him walk through. Thank you, Petey. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. Thank you. They all need in on the act. 30 to 90 days, it can rewrite. So we are in the same boat with this smartphone and the smart device. Now, sometimes it can give a location as to where they are. So, as an example, if, let's say, Tommaso and Nancy were leaving Annie and Tommaso's house, what's to say that one of them didn't open up Nancy's garage from Nancy and Tommaso's? What's to say? I'm just throwing some things out there now. Yes, it would be on the call log, but what if somebody deleted that? It wouldn't have gone on Nancy's. All that would have been on Nancy's, all that was on Nancy's was 948 and 950. There's a gap there. Have we found that gap? Could Tommaso have had that app? Here's the questions, my darling. Could Tommaso or another family or someone else, hypothetically, could somebody have had that app, opened up Nancy's garage, and waited there? Now you could say, but Zelda, it shows 948 on Nancy's. Yeah, because you know what? All you have to do is click it. And it will still register as though it is being open, even though it's open. Sometimes it says it does that. Is that a fluke? Don't know. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. But the fact that it said that it closed at 9:50, who's to say somebody else wasn't in the car and had Nancy's phone and closed it for her? Who's to say that, let's just say hypothetically, she's coming from Annie and Tommaso's house. The garage is already opened because somebody with another app on another device opened it. They get there. What if they got there a little earlier? What if they left a little earlier? What if they got there, let's say maybe at 9 o'clock or 9:30? Nancy gets out, she takes her time, and many of you brought up a good point, and listen, I put that in this video. This was Nancy's birthday celebration weekend, was supposed to have been, because her birthday was supposed to have been on the 27th, I'm pretty sure it was. So they were celebrating 4 days later. Do you not get your mother, your grandmother, anything for your birthday? Do you not have a little something you want to give her? She's 84, forevermore. You don't stop loving a gift just because you're getting a little older. For me, forget about my celebration. Just give me this stuff. But all jokes aside, did she not have any birthday gifts to carry into? How could she have carried them in? She would have had to have somebody help her. I submit to you that this is a gap we may be able to fill with this garage door. Now, what if Nancy did go home early? Well, if somebody wasn't thinking, dumb crook news, and they had Nancy's phone and wasn't thinking about it, all they would have to do is take it and click it open, and then wait a couple minutes and click it close. That they weren't thinking it through. Think about it. Could somebody else have had Nancy's phone? Whose fingerprints were on that phone? Do we even know? Did somebody even bag it for evidence? Do we even know? Tell me what you think. Because did we stumble on something here that may make sense? And I'll tell you what, you're going to see in a couple or 3 days, this next video that gave me chills. I had to walk away for a couple of hours from that video. And believe me, I gasped. Think about this. This smart garage may be smarter than we think. If law enforcement is watching, if somebody is watching, think about that. Think about you can, there is a way. But see, here's the thing. Did somebody wipe their own phone? Did somebody go in and wipe the cloud? Because sometimes you can't see a history of your downloaded apps. You have to be a smarty smart cookie to go in there and erase everything. But if you're planning this for a little bit, you try to cover all bases, except when you take mama home and you open up the garage door. I submit to you, I'm starting to believe that she was in the house earlier than 9:48. I'm starting to believe that. Because when I did a remote view, my darlings, there's no clocks, there's no anything like that. And even if there is, the energy, it just doesn't work that way. It's not like you can just go in and it's different when you're manipulating energy, frequency, and time. It's different. I'm now starting to wonder, because this doesn't make sense. Let me know how you feel. We're going to get some cards. Be right back. Here we are back again, and please do me a favor. Like, subscribe, go watch that other video. I'm going to be posting some things on there because, listen, sometimes we need visuals if we're working on cases together. And Nancy isn't the only one that I'm going to put on there. I'm going to be putting on many other cases. They're going to be short little vignettes, so it doesn't take a lot of time, but I think we need to take the time to think. Today we have the Piotnik deck, we have the House of Zelda, and we have Lord Greggor's deck. Now, I want to ask this middle deck. That's my son is in the background playing a game. Oh, look at this. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Overlooked evidence. And look at this. Look at this. Oh man, do I have chills. It is all about timing. Yes, it is. 9:48 to 9:50 is an impossibility. And let's hope they bought this woman some gifts for her birthday, dang it. Whatever. Listen, in my opinion, they are about burning me up. And I don't like these Academy Award performances because they sit on and ask for help. Our mother is missing. If anybody knows anything, if you see something, say something. Well, you know what? Many of us have said something. And we either get ignored or we get arrested. What is it? There's just, my brain is now working overtime. I can tell you that right now because, listen, we're gonna solve this. We're gonna resolve this. There was anger. That doesn't surprise me. Now I'm gonna ask a question. If Nancy was brought home earlier than 9:48 p.m., could there have been another man with them? Who's to say? Hypothetically now, I don't know. It's not fact. I'm asking this question. But who's to say that someone wasn't waiting where there weren't cameras and they picked this someone up on the way back to Nancy's? You know how I feel about the fours. Well, this is what it's telling me. The Four of Hearts is a situation of hurt, like getting your feelings hurt, and you can't get over it. And then this Four of Spades tells another story of communication and hurt and frustration, and you just don't feel like you can get your point across, and there's other things that are going on, and resentment. And then the Five of Hearts is all about indecision. You see, there's a lot of emotion. There was a lot of emotion in this particular situation. So I asked the question, was someone else on the ride back to Nancy's? We may not get that answer, but there was a visit. So could someone else have pulled up? While Nancy was gone to Annie and Tommaso's, could that floodlight in the back of the house have been broken at that particular time? Could someone have already been there, perhaps, maybe, waiting in the garage? The more I ask, the more I have to ask. Are we ever going to be told the truth? I don't know. See, we keep getting this card, and here we go. We've got the Hand of Fate here. I moved him out of the way. Hello. And we have some new kitty whiskers on there. Don't know if you can see them or not. They're faint. But that means it's a blessing. I'll share that with you. Missing information. The key to unlock. What key? There's a key to this. There's a key. We're going to find it. We're going to find it. And no, I do not want reward money. I don't care. I want, listen. I'm not saying anything about anything, okay? But sometimes those reward monies have stipulations on them that if you do solve a case, it's very hard to get the money anyway. I'm not saying that anybody would do that here in this family or whatever. But look, I don't want to mess with that. I want Nancy to be found. The rest can fall into place. Give me $100. I'll just buy another card deck. That's just the way it goes. And yes, they're getting expensive. Merriment. See, they were celebrating that night. And then all of a sudden, I have to kind of sort of now question. This hit my thumb. Should I take it? Yeah, because looky there. Oh, hello. And look at this. 2 instances of anger. Yeah. So this tells me something happened on the way home, and we need to start going down this bunny trail. Now, I want you to know I'm not presenting any of these things as if Annie or Tommaso or anything did anything like that. I'm asking these questions, which I believe is very, very important, and I want to share that with you. More decisions in communication. There is another timing card. Oh boy, a timing card for summer. Now listen, This has come out before. This is the woman that is involved. The loss is about Nancy. Thinking about it. They've been thinking about it. Contact coming to you. Well, not to you or to me, but basically, this is telling us that there's more communication that's coming. We're probably going to be hearing some more. And that female there is a diamond. That's an Aquarius. That is Nancy. We'll get to the bottom of this. We may not find Nancy the way we want, but we probably will get to the bottom of it, unless they want to pull something shady and substitute someone, which I pray they don't. But let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this hypothetical idea of Nancy going home before 9:48 and someone else manipulating the Smart Garage app. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Thursday, 7 p.m., Help I'm Haunted, Ouija board stories, woo, and they're good ones. Bring your snacks and maybe even a teddy bear. And then Saturday, I will try to remote view Nancy. I'm going to try to peek through the mirrors again. I'm not looking for Nancy. I'm looking at what happened. So thank you so much, my darlings, for watching and for being here. Find Nancy. See you next time.